And we're joined by a Husker signee, offensive lineman Gibson Pyle has officially signed the national letter of intent. Gibson, walk us through the emotions, man. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling great. Just really excited to officially be a Husker and, getting to work here in January.
Gibson, do you know that you probably have every Husker fan's favorite name for an offensive lineman?
Yeah, I've heard a couple things on social media today about the Pyle drivers, so it's been pretty funny.
Is that what we're going with, the Pyle drivers?
I guess so.
All right, cool, man. Well,
Perfect.
Hey, it all works out. Gibson, just kind of walk us through. Now, obviously, I know it's been a hectic day for you. Signed a couple of hours ago and doing various things throughout the day. But have you gotten a chance to, in these last couple of days, when you know this day was coming, just kind of take a step back, take it all in, and look back at the process? Just kind of walk us through how this whole thing happened.
Yeah, no, definitely these past couple of days, just, realizing, it's really coming true. And it's always been a dream of mine to play college football, especially at this level. It's kind of surreal. You never think it would get this big, but no, I pretty much started in 7th grade when I started training, just outside of whatever you want to call middle school weight room. But so I started training outside of school, and then quarantine was really where I made my best gains, was when everyone was at home in lockdown, was just in my home gym every single day grinding, and then making the switch from linebacker to offensive line my freshman year. And then it's kind of just been up ever since.
Well, is that like a mentality that only a few people have? Is hey, listen, these other people, these other dudes aren't working. It's my time to kind of make the stride. Is that just a mentality that a very few people have?
Yeah, no, you definitely notice that, which was tough for me sometimes in high school when people don't have the same drive and work ethic. But that's what I'm really excited about this class, is I can just tell from our group chats, and everyone's working, and that's what it's going to take to get to the next level, and the next level beyond that. This is just a lot of hard work.
Gibson, when or how did you know that you wanted to be at Nebraska? Like take us through if you were on your visit, or when you got in your mind that you're like, yeah, this is the place that I want to be. This is the coach that I want to play for.
Really, I just trusted my gut, and I really feel like it was God just telling me, this is where you belong. I really just knew it. And then I went on 3 other school visits after I visited Nebraska in March, and I just kept comparing it to Nebraska, which I don't know if it's even fair for those other schools. And I'm like, oh, they don't have that. Oh, I don't really like this guy compared to this guy on staff. And once I went to those schools, I knew, and I just had to get my mom to see it because I went on my first visit with my dad, and once my mom saw it, I knew. I was like, yeah, this is home.
It's always mom's choice, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
We're speaking to Husker signee Gibson Pyle with us on the LVIP line. Gibson, you mentioned staff, right? Donovan Raiola is a guy that a lot of Husker fans have kind of gravitated towards. Obviously, the lone guy that was retained from the previous staff to this new staff, and the offensive line played pretty well last year in the 2023 season. What is it about Coach Raiola that you gravitated towards him, and you were like, yeah, you know what, I want to go play for this dude?
Really, how the players spoke about him. When I talked to all the players, they just said how great of a coach and how great of a guy he is. And his technique was, it really just spoke to me. Like, all the things he said, when we were in the meeting room, is he would give an explanation why. And, as an offensive lineman, you're told, all right, stay square. Keep your hips down. Well, sometimes you're not given an explanation. He would just explain every single part of his, fundamentals and technique. And that really gravitated towards me. And, just 2 weeks ago, when Coach Rule was visiting everyone, I was out of town, and Coach Raiola still the next week made time out of his day to come down and see me, which meant a ton to me.
What does Coach Raiola see from you in the future? What are those conversations been between you two on what the outlook for you is, and how he envisions your career going at Nebraska?
Yeah. No, he's told me that, there's going to be opportunities to play early, and I'm just going to have to get in there and work. Definitely, it's going to be in the interior, guard or center.
Mm-hmm.
But he told me there's never any promises, but you show up and work and make that opportunity, then it can happen. So definitely going to be working as hard as I can this spring to get on the field and get some playing time.
Gibson, I love to ask offensive linemen when I talk to them, how do you characterize your play?
Definitely nasty and relentless. Just a thing that I've always tried to, in my play, represent is go to the echo of the whistle. So when that last echo leaves the stadium, that's when I stop playing. So, if the D lineman is fussing at me when I'm blocking them, saying, "Hey, the play's over there, chill," then I'm gonna keep going. And I know I'm doing my job.
Well, I think that's something Nebraska fans can appreciate. I'm sure you've heard that.
Gibson just made all the friends.
So, Gibson, we're speaking to Gibson Pyle. You talk about Nebraska football, right? And it's a pretty historic program, and it's obviously been a little bit underplay, being not playing as up to their standard, up to the Nebraska standard. What is it about this class as a whole that makes you, as part of it, think that Nebraska that this is a class that can get them continuing in the right direction under Matt Rule?
Yeah, no, I believe in this class super early. I think I was a second commitment. But just how close we are as a class. Our OV weekend, we all got so close, and we talked every day in the group chat. And I think we have like 15 guys coming in early. So I think that just really shows that we're ready to get to work. And even the guys that aren't coming in early, they're going to be getting work and talking about how badly they want to come. And I think it just really shows how ready and prepared we're going to be.
Now, Gibson, you mentioned that you were one of the first Nebraska players to commit. I believe back in April, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you committed, months and months ago before the spring game. In this day and age of college football, where there's so much committing and decommitting and NIL, and you guys are in it firsthand. Why was it important for you to, once you made a decision, this is where I'm gonna stay truly committed to it? Because that's sometimes a rarity in today's college football world.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough. Just having tough conversations with coaches coming to school and trying to see me, and having to tell them my recruitment's closed, because I think your word is one of the most important things you have, and staying true to your word is super important to me. So when I told Coach Rule and Coach Riley that I was committed, I meant it.
Yeah, let's talk about a couple of the other players in the class, and we have to start with the guy you're going to be protecting, Dylan Raiola. When did you guys find out that this was happening?
So Coach Raiola called me, I want to say last week, almost like a week ago from today, and I was at the gym working out, and I get a call, and I answer, and he was like, "Hey, just wanted you to hear from me first for all these media outlets, say everything, but Dylan, he's going to be coming to Nebraska." So once I heard that, I was super stoked to hear that. And, it's always good when you're protecting a really good football player.
Well, here's the thing. I think there's a lot of Husker fans excited for what this offense can look like with Dylan at quarterback. You guys, protect him up front. Talk about the relationship as an offensive lineman that the O-line needs to have with their quarterback and vice versa. How so ultra important is that relationship between those two groups?
Oh, I think it's everything. You got to have trust between both sides, because you're protecting that guy's everything. You're giving him time in the pocket, make sure he's not getting hit on his blind side or wherever, honestly. And at the same time, you want to know your quarterback has your back and he's not going to sell you out. And you hear that sometimes, like the dang O-line can't block, but you want to trust your quarterback has your back. And that's always big for an O-lineman.
Gibson, we got a question on our text line here. Somebody wants to know what you think of campus in the downtown area compared to other schools.
I love it. It's not too small and it's not too big. I love the Haymarket area. I went on my OV. There was like a farmer's market, and it was always buzzing with activity. And I love campus. Campus is awesome. It's beautiful. I fell in love with it on my first visit. So yeah.
Well, Gibson, you're speaking like a true Lincolnite, if you will. Talking about the Haymarket area and
the farmers market.
The farmers market. It's a great spot to take somebody on a Saturday morning. Just that's some advice, I guess. Hey, man, listen. When you get to Lincoln, just know you got a spot. Come hang out. 93.7 The Ticket. We're downtown, and you're welcome on the show anytime. Gibson, congratulations. We're pumped to get you to campus. And just enjoy the moment, man. Have a safe trip from Houston to Lincoln, and we'll definitely talk to you down the road.
Awesome. Thank you so much.